Lucky for you, you just stumbled on one of the 466 bajillion videos about intermittent fasting on YouTube. So you might be wondering what's so special about what I gotta say about intermittent fasting that you shouldn't immediately click off this video.
Three, two, one.
Well, I've heard plenty of horrible advice about intermittent fasting. Like, sure, you can have slim fast keto fat bombs while fasting. No, you can't because that's eating and eating isn't fasting. Or, yes, it's completely fine to drink one or even two bulletproof coffees during your fast. Meanwhile, 500 to 1,000 calories later. Or even, nope, women absolutely should not eat more than 50 grams of protein during their eating window. Wowzers, that is a great way to crash your metabolism in a hurry. And yep, I just said wowzers because those are the extremes this really bad advice takes me to. I end up saying things like, wowzers. But all of the bad intermittent fasting advice aside, I happen to learn a thing or two about a thing or two while losing more than 155 pounds with intermittent fasting. Yep, that's right. I lost more than a whole me once 2 bouts of pregnancy weight is all added up. And intermittent fasting takes a lot of the credit, although keto had a thing or two to say about that big transformation as well. But enough about me, because I lost my weight and I hit my goal. Well, at least until that time, I regained 50 of the 100 pounds I lost with intermittent fasting and keto because I did the supercharged version of fasting where I also cut carbs to below 20 grams per day. Woohoo! Weight loss miracle, right? Well, but now that I'm back down to a healthy weight, and quite frankly, it's been pretty easy to stay here ever since I took the time to build up my metabolism instead of completely crashing it with plans that left me hungry and, quite honestly, angry. But that's a story for another video completely. I'll include the video link at the end because it's a good one. After losing and then regaining and then losing and eventually regaining, but finally losing once and for all, suffice it to say, I picked up some pretty valuable knowledge along the way. And the one thing I wish I knew before losing all of that weight only to regain half of it back is fasting doesn't work if you don't have at least a rough estimate of what you eat. Wait, did she just say the tracking word? Because I was told that I wouldn't have to track with intermittent fasting. Listen, while I might have alluded to the tracking word, it's only because weight loss still comes down to calories in versus calories out. Even if you find the most amazing, fabulous intermittent fasting plan that feels like absolute magic. But magic, it is not. While intermittent fasting does come with some benefits that good old calorie restriction does not, all weight loss plans come down to one thing. And that one thing is you need to eat less than you burn. And trust me, I understand that if weight loss was only as simple as eating X amount of calories and burning X amount of calories more, then we would all look like supermodels by now. I completely get that it's a wee bit more complicated than that. And that's why I have this channel to talk about all those little nuances and how you can use them to your advantage to make a pretty serious transformation. Psst, I think that was a hint for you to hit the subscribe button. But the thing is, I see a lot of women struggling with intermittent fasting because they truly believe that weight loss comes down to the magic of not eating for up to 16 or 18 or even 20 hours or more each day. So they trust the process and they fast their little hearts out. And then once it's time to eat, it's time to eat. And that's the magic of fasting. You get to eat everything you love and as much as you want, right? Well, actually wrong. And starving yourself all day only to end up with zero progress on the scale is a miserable life to live. If you follow intermittent fasting like this, then you should definitely not trust the process because there's so much more to the story. And those of you with smug looks on your face because you know that you don't overeat since fasting completely zaps your hunger, not so fast. Because even if you're losing weight now, since you're hardly eating any food, there will come a time that that smug look will melt into frustration. Because if all you do is fast and then fast some more in order to lose weight, I can all but guarantee that at some point, your weight loss will come to an abrupt stop. And not only will it stop, but nothing you do will get it going again. I mean, unless you consider the scale going back up, going again. Because calories, well, they're already too low to go any lower. And sure, you can fast even more to eat even less, but at some point, you gotta eat. And now that you've been eating so few calories for so long, well, your healthy metabolism that was maybe burning 16 or 1800 calories at rest, well, now it's dropped to burning 1000 calories per day. And resting is all you can seem to do since you have to eat so little just to keep the weight off, and now you don't have any energy to do anything else. I didn't even get into all of the muscle you lost because you listened to that fasting guru who told you to eat less than 50 grams of protein per day. Plus, you never bothered to lift weights because you thought fasting was fat girl magic. So now here you are with your poor metabolism that is barely chugging along when all you want to do is eat a freaking cheeseburger every once in a while. Okay, sorry, I got a little worked up there. What I meant to say is that while yes, intermittent fasting might work for at least a little while without tracking anything you eat, if you're stuck in a weight loss stall, or you have a hunch that you're drastically undereating with longer periods of fasting, then it's a good idea to track what you eat. Just to be sure that you're not overeating or even undereating, since both of these scenarios make it way harder to reach your goal weight. And if you actually want to keep off what you lose this time around, then you have to learn how to eat in a sustainable calorie range while you're losing. That way, your metabolism won't plummet to unrealistic levels, which always results in rapid weight regain. Basically, having a rough estimate of what you eat gives you the knowledge you need to develop a sustainable weight loss plan that actually works long term. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you have to obsessively track every single morsel that goes into your mouth, because having a little bit more freedom around food is part of the magic of fasting. But if you think taking 3 to 5 minutes to log what you eat each day is a waste of time, then I'm sorry to say, but you are headed for some major heartbreak down the line. Speaking of major heartbreak, if you want to learn the biggest fasting mistake I made that led to my 50-pound weight regain, watch this video next.